Hi there, my name is Richard McMunn from the interview training website passmyinterview.com, and in this tutorial I'm going to teach you how to pass a civil service interview, and in particular we are going to focus on the behaviour that is called seeing the big picture. So if you have a civil service interview coming up, make sure you stay tuned because I will help you to succeed, and to achieve that goal, this is what I will cover. I will give you a list of civil service interview questions that I strongly advise you prepare for. I will give you brilliant, unique answers to seeing the big picture interview questions. I will give you some really important tips on how you can stand out during your civil service job interview. And I will also tell you how you can access further resources, including these slides, to help you succeed. And just very quickly, please do make sure you subscribe to this channel. Lots of you are passing your job interviews as a result of the content. I don't want you to miss out. You can also connect with me on LinkedIn. I've put my LinkedIn link in the description below the video. And please do give the video a like, because that tells me you find the content useful. Thank you very much. Now, there are 9 important civil service behaviours that form the basis of all job roles within this great public sector organisation. And in order to perform to a high standard in the civil service, I recommend you learn and understand the behaviours that are applicable to your role prior to attending your interview. Now, the 9 behaviours are seeing the big picture, changing and improving, making effective decisions, leadership, communicating and influencing, working together, developing self and others, managing a quality service and delivering at pace. And of course, in this tutorial, we are going to focus purely on seeing the big picture. Once you have finished watching this video, make sure you check out the other videos right here on YouTube covering all of the other behaviours. I have placed the links to those videos in the description below this video. Let's now take a look at seeing the big picture interview questions and answers. Take notes. Here's the first question. Tell me about a time when you had to see the bigger picture. Now, when answering interview questions that are based on seeing the big picture, you must show that you understand exactly how your job fits into the civil service and its goals. You must also show your awareness of how the work you are doing is focused on the wider good of the nation. So here is my example answer to that first civil service interview question. Tell me about a time when you had to see the bigger picture. Here we go. I was working in a previous role and my manager came into the office to speak to the team. He explained that because of the industry changes and trends we were experiencing and the way people were starting to shift their shopping habits online, we would all need to take on new responsibilities. Now, some people in the team were not very happy about this, but I encouraged them to view it from a different angle. I explained that if we all embrace the changes positively and we looked ahead to the future, we would not only get to keep our jobs, but we would help the organisation to adapt during these changing times. Now, eventually, everyone in the team agreed to embrace the new responsibilities that we all had, and the business continued to grow, thrive and develop moving forward. That's a really, really good answer to that first civil service seeing the big picture interview question. Let's take a look at another one. Describe a situation where you had to work outside of the scope of your usual role. Now, in your answer to this civil service seeing the big picture interview question, explain how you willingly worked outside of your role and you embraced the challenge with a positive mindset. So here's the perfect answer to help you. Describe a situation where you had to work outside of the scope of your usual role. I was working in a small team in my previous job and a valued and talented member of the team went off sick at short notice. They were going to be off for at least 2 weeks, and so my manager needed someone in the team to step up and take on their responsibilities. I volunteered to be that person, and I started off by assessing their workload and the skills I would need to quickly develop in order to meet my objectives. I called up the member of staff who was off sick at home to ask them some questions about their work and whether they had any advice they could offer me. I then prioritised which tasks I needed to complete and how I was going to approach them. Now, by working methodically and by carrying out some research to find out how to tackle each task competently, I was able to complete all of my work colleagues' tasks and projects to a good standard whilst they were off sick. That is a really good answer. It shows that you are seeing the big picture and you are prepared to work outside of the scope of your normal role, which is a really important quality to have within the civil service. Now, don't go anywhere. because I still have more questions and answers to give you. But when you're ready, if you want to click that link in the top right hand corner of the video, you can go through to my website, passmyinterview.com, and you can download my full set of 36 civil service behaviour competency interview questions and answers. That guide covers all 9 behaviours, and I give you a whole host of different interview questions and answers to prepare for, including the ones covered within this tutorial. Here's the next question. Tell me about a time when you embraced change at work. Now, sometimes seeing the big picture is about actively encouraging or helping an organisation to change. Most people are not comfortable with change, and the old viewpoint of, well, if it isn't broke, why fix it, is often heard in some organisations, but this is extremely unhelpful to the progression of an organisation. So it is important that you can see the big picture in respect of how an organisation needs to change in order to have a successful future. So here's a great way to answer this tough interview question. Tell me about a time when you embraced change at work. A new manager took over the running of our department, and she wanted to make numerous changes that some people in the team felt were unnecessary. However, because we had functioned a set way for a long period of time, I personally felt the changes were a good thing. I listened to my manager's proposed changes and I offered to help implement them. She gave me the task of creating new team guidelines that would define the way we would work moving forward. Now, during the transition of change, I actively encouraged other team members to try and embrace the changes positively, and I explained how it would be a positive thing for us all to at least try the new methods of working. Now, 6 months after the changes were brought in, the team was performing better than ever, and the vast majority of people felt the team was in a much stronger position than previously. That is a really good answer. It shows you understand the importance of change, you embrace change, and you help to implement it. Let's have a look at another question and sample answer to seeing the bigger picture civil service behaviour interview question. Tell me about a time when you went out of your way to help your employer. Now, some people would not go out of their way to help their employer because they think it isn't their responsibility to do so. However, if you do see the bigger picture, you understand how important it is to help your organisation in its time of need. So here's another great way to answer this question. Tell me about a time when you went out of your way to help your employer. A situation occurred whereby our company website crashed at 3:30 p.m. on a Friday afternoon. This had potentially disastrous connotations because we were running an online sale over the weekend that was due to start at 9 a.m. on the Saturday morning. I volunteered to stay behind late that evening to help my manager try and find a solution to the problem and to get the website back up and running in time for the sale on Saturday. Now, I started off by calling around local IT companies, but none of them were free to do the work at such short notice. I then used my initiative to find a solution to the problem by using the online outsourcing website Upwork.com. I was able to hire a freelance IT web developer from the website who managed to fix the problem by 6 p.m. that evening. By staying behind late and by using my initiative, I was able to help the business avert a major problem. That is a really good example of how you have gone out of your way to help your employer. You are also seeing the big picture there, the importance of getting the website back up and running before the following morning. So the next thing, please make sure you click that link right now in the top right hand corner of the video. Go through to my website, passmyinterview.com, and you can download my full set of 36 civil service behaviour competency interview questions and answers, including the ones we have worked through together today during this presentation. I hope you've enjoyed that. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. You can connect with me on LinkedIn. I've placed my LinkedIn link in the description below the video, and please give the video a like. Don't forget to check out those other civil service interview videos. Again, I've put the links to them in the description below the video. Finally, I wish you all the best for passing your civil service interview. Have a brilliant day.